Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for Wlbt Plus. My name is Cara Shirley, and I'm your digital news desk host here to go over some of the top stories of things that have happened here in the capital city and surrounding areas today, as well as over actually the past 24 to 48 hours, giving you some updates on other things and just really just giving the news to you. So it was a very active night here in Jackson last night. We're going to get straight into that story. We're going to get into that story here in just a minute. Before we go into the news, though, I do want to share with you what we are looking like outside right now. So this is looking over Jackson Prep, and it's beautiful skies. It's really a beautiful day today. Nice temperatures. Still a little warm, but we woke up to a very cool morning in the 60s, mid 60s this morning. Kind of makes you feel like fall may actually be heading our way. Thank goodness for that. So if you are tuning in on our website or through our mobile app, thank you guys so much. If you're watching us on YouTube or other social media channels, we appreciate you as well. We invite you to join in the conversation here, kind of like we always call it, an interactive newscast. See here, Victoria saying, show Sam's parking lot. Well, Victoria, if I had that camera, I certainly would. But we don't have that. But it is a beautiful day out. And if you guys have any comments, questions, or anything like that, feel free to leave those in the comment section on our social media pages. And if you're watching on the website or on through our app and you want to join the conversation, hop over to our YouTube page and you can watch us live right there. So let's go ahead and jump into the news. What Jackson experienced last night, something that happened. Well, actually, first, let's back up a little bit. I apologize. So we told you about a man who escaped from custody in North Mississippi a couple of months ago. Well, he has been found, and his name is Joshua Zimmerman. So let me get this pulled up for you guys. So Joshua Zimmerman was actually found in Chicago, and he had barricaded himself inside of a restaurant in that city. So the DeSoto County Sheriff's Department confirmed that U.S. Marshals had tracked him down to Chicago. He said he was alone in the restaurant as authorities tried to convince him to come out. He is an attempted murderer and robbery suspect who walked out of the DeSoto County Courthouse in Hernando in June. I don't know if you guys remember us telling you about that. He literally just walked out, and it left a lot of questions as to the safety of the courthouse. How could a man who is being allegedly a murderer and robbery suspect, how could he just walk out? Well, he did, and he has been found in Chicago. We're going to continue to keep you updated on that as more information become available. Victoria, yes, very glad he is off the streets. Hi, Janet. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sandra, thank you for watching as well from St. Dominic's. Do appreciate you tuning in. So now let's come here to the capital city. Something very disturbing that happened here overnight in Jackson. There were a total of 9 people shot in the city of Jackson last night in 2 separate incidents. And the 9 people includes a 3-year-old little girl. So according to Jackson Police Chief Joseph Wade, who held a press conference earlier today, around 9 o'clock last night, 3 people in a stolen vehicle were shot on Palm Street, resulting in the vehicle crashing. So I'm going to pull up Palm Street here for you. Let me make sure I got the right street here. Yes, okay. Want to make sure I'm showing you guys the right place. All right, so let me pull Palm Street up on the screen for you. I'll make it big screen here so you can see it on. So right here is Palm Street. If we zoom in, you see we got Brooklyn Street, Ridgeland Drive here, Ramona Street, Westway Street, and Cooper Road. Palm Street is right here in the middle. Zoom out, and you can see that downtown Jackson is up here, kind of in the top right of your screen. Palm Street, where the first shooting and incident happened, is right down here. So what happened was people were in a stolen vehicle. It says here the driver of the Kia, along with a targeted individual, were exchanging gunfire when the three occupants of the vehicle were shot. Their identities have not yet been released. Then there was another drive-by shooting that happened in the 300 block of Maple Street, and this happened around 10:30 last night, where 6 people were shot, including the 3-year-old little girl. Let me show you where this happened at. So here we have Maple Street right here. And we zoom out, you can see we have Jackson right here. I mean, so this is not that far from where downtown Jackson is. So what happened here, 6 people were shot, including the 3-year-old little girl. Chief Wade did say that she was shot in the leg or foot area, and she is expected to make a full recovery. No identities were released of the other gunshot victims. Their condition also was not mentioned. So Chief Wade is calling upon the community for assistance in these cases. The one that happened on Maple Street was also a drive-by shooting where someone came by recklessly shooting and ended up shooting the 6 people along with a 3-year-old little girl. Here is what Chief Wade had to say about the shooting last night, the one in which the 3-year-old child was shot.
But as a police chief and as a father, this is just absolutely unacceptable and heartbreaking for me and for this community that a 3-year-old child cannot be safe, that a 3-year-old child has to endure the trauma of being shot during this incident or any incident across the city of Jackson. As a community, we still have a population of individuals that are reckless individuals, that are cowardice individuals, and that are lawless individuals here in the city of Jackson that continue to pillage our city. This is a continuous cycle of violence and a continuous cycle of retaliation in our city. We will stay laser focused on what the mission is here at the Jackson Police Department. We will never wave the white flag.
So again, the chief said there in that statement, he said, as a community, we still have a population of individuals that are reckless, individuals who are cowardice, individuals who are lawless, and individuals here in the city of Jackson who continue to pillage our city. What do you think of that statement there from the chief? You know, anytime a child is hurt, especially to this level, you know, the child may be okay at the end of this, but as the chief said here, had the child having to endure the trauma of being shot for the rest of its life, that is a very sad situation. Now, the chief is calling upon the community's help in these 2 shootings. Again, first one happened out in, let's see, what was it? Maple Street, Maple Drive. Looking to make sure I give you the right one. So Maple Street was where the second shooting happened, and the first shooting happened on Palm Street. So again, let me show you those 2 locations. Here's downtown Jackson right up here in the top right of your screen. This is Palm Street down here in the bottom. This is where the first shooting happened, where 3 individuals were shot inside of a stolen vehicle. And then we have Palm Street here. I'm sorry, Maple Street here, where the 6 people were shot, including the 3-year-old child. So if you have any information on either one of these shootings, if you're in that area, and if you have a security camera, a Ring door camera, anything like that, if you saw something, if you heard something, please contact the Jackson Police Department. So you can contact the police department at 601-960-1234. or you can contact Crime Stoppers for either one of those. The chief went on to say, so we've got to draw a line in the sand. We've got to hold these individuals accountable, because I can guarantee you that a threat to those 9 people is a threat to you and to me. And that is very true there. The threat does not end because those people were shot. There's still a threat out there if the people who committed these crimes are not caught and held accountable for their actions. So if you have any information that could lead to the capture of the criminals who did these 2 shootings, please contact Jackson Police Department 601-960-1234. So seeing here, looking at you guys, your comments, Sheila Scott saying prayers for the healing of people's heart, especially the little girl who shouldn't have to experience such evils in the world. Very true. Very true. And then let's see. Victoria here saying that the chief is correct, as well as Danielle here saying that the chief is absolutely correct. So thank you guys so much for leaving your comments, leaving your thoughts. And again, if you have any information on these 2 shootings that happened, 9 people shot overnight in 2 separate incidences here in the city of Jackson, contact Jackson Police Department 601-960-1234. Also, next week here on WLBT Plus, we're going to have Chief Wade on with us live, and he is going to be answering questions that you guys submit for him. Actually, next week is his official 1 year in the role of the police chief. So we know he was our interim chief for a little while, and then he got named the official chief and dropped interim and just became the police chief. But that date was on August the 29th of last year when he was confirmed as the chief of police for Jackson. And next week we'll be talking with him, giving you guys a chance to ask questions and he answer them. We also, if you email Ask the Chief or it's Ask Chief Wade at WLBT.com, you can submit your questions for him. And we're going to be picking some of those questions to give to him and give him the opportunity to answer. But make sure you are tuned in for that happening next week. So we are also learning more information about the federal investigation that led to Angelique Lee, who was the councilwoman for Ward 2, to resign. And she resigned and then pled guilty to bribery conspiracy. Now, she is accused of accepting more than $13,000 from informants with the FBI who were posing as developers in exchange for her support of a project. So we now are hearing the recorded conversation between Lee and those undercover FBI informants. In the recording, prosecutors say that let's see, I lost my place. All right. And in the recording, prosecutors say the agent agreed to facilitate the bribes. These all happened back in February and March of this year. In exchange for her votes to support the project, she received $10,000 wire transfer and $3,000 in cash. She also spent more than $6,000 using a credit card that was provided by the undercover informants. Prosecutors also say at one point Lee recorded a video thanking them for the money. Now, we do have some of the audio recording here that was presented at last week's hearing when Lee agreed to enter the guilty plea.
Transcription of part of the exchange follows. Lee, I don't have to report. Thank you. I'm not reporting this. CHS2. Huh? Don't report it. I will. I mean, it's cash. Why would you report it? Don't report it. Lee, call my phone. CHS2. Listen, thank you. Lee, thank you. CHS2. Thank you for helping us and thank you for your vote. That's huge for us. Lee, you got more votes coming.
So the informants were posing as developers from Nashville. And as you heard, Lee told them more votes would be coming to them for the development that they were proposing. Her bribery conspiracy charges carry a possible prison sentence of up to 5 years, along with a fine of up to $250,000. And she is set to be sentenced on November the 13th. that is, let's see, $10,000 wire transfer, $3,000 in cash, and then also submitting $6,000 on a credit card. That's $19,000 right there that she has received in this, that she is facing federal charges on, that she could go to prison for, that she could have to pay a fine of up to $250,000. We'll find out about that on November the 13th. For me, it makes me think I don't know if it was is that all worth it? Is it worth it? $19,000, and what is she facing now? Is it worth it? Was it worth it? In my opinion, for me, if I were in that situation, I would definitely say no. At any point in time, no amount of money would be worth having that. With these federal charges, she can no longer hold office here. And there's just a lot that she gave up for this. It's sad to see. And we will see who takes her place. We got that election coming up for Ward 2. That will be coming up in October. And we'll see who's going to be taking her place. And we'll see if there are any other council members who end up facing charges in this conspiracy, or this with a bribery conspiracy as well. So the City of Jackson Finance Committee met talking about the planetarium. So city officials are asking for the Jackson City Council's help to staff the Russell C. Davis Planetarium, which has been closed for an extensive renovation project. I've never been to the planetarium, but I would really want to go. It sounds very interesting and exciting. I want to go to it. So it is expected to reopen next fall. Pamela Scott, the city's director of Human and Cultural Services, wants to get some critical staffing in place at least 6 months prior to that. She says, among other things, the facility needs an education coordinator. In addition to staffing costs, the planetarium needs support to pay for utilities and security.
Along that whole block, there is the Jackson Convention Center, there's the planetarium, there's the Art Center and Thalliamara Hall, and that area is in need of security because that's where a lot of the unhoused population spend time and live and do things that will probably deter use of the facilities.
So the $21 million renovation project will improve access to the facility and bring new exhibits, classrooms, and a space theater. When it comes to funds, they already have help from Friends of the Planetarium, as well as other donations, has raised more than $7 million, but those funds are generally allocated to construction only. That's why she is reaching out to the city for help with more funding. So coming here, looking at our comments here, Sheila Scott is asking, how is it 10K wire and 6K credit card, but 13K fraud? Wouldn't developing Jackson be helping Jackson? Where would they jail/house her at? Well, as far as where she would be jailed at or housed, I am not sure of that. The 10K, so it was 10K wire transfer that was sent to her, and then she received $3,000 cash, and then she spent $6,000 on a credit card that they provided to her. So that's where the money is coming in. And you ask, wouldn't developing Jackson be helping Jackson? It would, but this was not. There are legal, ethical ways to go about it, and it's not by buying votes from city council. So that's what we're looking at with this. Stark is saying money will make some of anything happen. And I believe that. Also, Stark, the baby in your profile picture is adorable. Thank you guys so much for leaving your comments. I really do appreciate it. So there was an arrest made yesterday after two men who were wanted by the Jackson Police Department for separate illegal dumping cases turned themselves in. So these are the men right here on your screen. 49-year-old Jerry Jenkins turned himself into JPD yesterday. He appeared before a judge and pleaded not guilty to illegal dumping. He is charged with dumping wood on the side of Raymond Road in June. 48-year-old Stephen Alexander turned himself in at Precinct 1, and he is charged with 2 counts of illegal dumping. Police say Alexander was wanted for illegal dumping on McRaven Road and on Shaw Road in West Jackson. Now we talking to you about the AT&T strikes that are happening. So AT&T technicians, customer service reps, and wire installation workers in the Southeast are now on strike over contract negotiations, and that includes here in the metro. So in Gluckstadt, workers here can be seen picketing in front of an AT&T location there. They are demanding that negotiators come to the table with the purpose of entering into a new contract. Essentially, they're claiming the company is not bargaining in good faith, and the union that's what the union that is representing to the striking employees. That union is Communications Workers of America. Union leaders are saying that they will continue to strike until their demands are met.
What we're asking the company to do is to come to the negotiation table and speak responsibly and with the spirit of cooperation. We just want to go ahead and get this process over with. So we're just simply asking the company to come to the table and, bargain with us with the intent of getting an agreement. That's what we're here.
So the company released a statement saying it has steps in place to avoid disruption to operations. So you shouldn't have to worry about your phone service. I do have the question though: is anybody with AT&T? Are you experiencing any problems that could be a result of the strike of workers not being on staff to repair things, do whatever it is that they need to do? Let me know in the comments if you are experiencing some interruptions in your service because of this strike. So also yesterday, a man was sentenced for shooting at officers. He was sentenced to 40 years behind bars for shooting at some Ridgeland police officers. So Keith Annan Starks is charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault on law enforcement officers. So May 4th, 2 Ridgeland police officers responded to responded to a domestic disturbance at Ridgeland Place Apartments. As officers were attempting to open the door, Starks fired shot at the officers. Now, thankfully, neither one of the officers was hit, and it resulted in almost an hour-long standoff when Stark was taken into custody. But he was sentenced yesterday to 40 years behind bars for shooting at the police officers. Also yesterday here during WLBT Plus, we took you inside the courtroom as Sean Green, 17-year-old, was going before the judge in Hinds County in relation to a shooting death that happened in 2022 where a 12-year-old little boy was killed. It was on Thanksgiving. And we are seeing here, especially after watching in the court case, that he could be getting a plea deal. So this is in the courtroom yesterday. You would have saw if you were watching yesterday here. He's accused of disposing of 12-year-old Markel Noah's body after what JPD initially described as a game of Russian roulette. It was later revealed in court that Noah was killed in an alleged fight involving a gun with another teenager. Green's attorney says they are in the process of working out a possible plea agreement with the prosecutors. If that plea agreement does not happen, however, Green is set to go to trial in November. And if he does go to trial, we will be there to watch the case and see what happens with that. So we're going to be watching that. Stark saying that he is no kin to you. All right, so I'm guessing you're talking about the man that was arrested or sentenced for shooting at a police officer. Thanks for the clarification there, Stark. We appreciate that. So yesterday, the police officers in Macomb wanted to let you see what officers are doing to get illegal guns off the street. One concern officers say that they have is how easy it is for people to access these firearms. So here you can see. Actually, let me leave the volume on so you can hear this, and shooting into the vehicle. So they held a demonstration showing just how powerful and dangerous guns can be if not handled carefully. Guns can be purchased at swap meets on the street, and a lot of times they're stolen. Police say there's no safety precautions during these transactions, and that's how weapons can fall into the wrong hands.
We find every means available to stop the round going through things. so it doesn't reach somebody that it's not supposed to reach. Civilians don't follow those set of rules. They buy whatever. The cheapest is going to go through your vehicles. It's going to go through that door.
So the type of ammunition Macomb Police and other law enforcement agencies use are designed to have a certain safety precaution that guns on the street do not have. So that's what she was referring to there. Very exciting thing happened for the state of Mississippi and the Mississippi Freedom Trail yesterday, and it actually happened in New Jersey. So the first Mississippi Freedom Trail marker outside of the Magnolia State was unveiled in New Jersey, and Governor Tate Reeves, he was there. He was one of those that was there for the unveiling in Atlantic City. It commemorates the 60th anniversary of when Franny Lou Hamer and the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party traveled to the Democratic National Convention in that city. It was held inside the Boardwalk Hall to advocate for integrated delegation. One Atlantic City Council member remembers joining the party's efforts as a 17-year-old.
60 years ago, I was 17 years old, getting ready to be a high school senior in Atlantic City High, and I stood with thousands of people out here encouraging and hoping that the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Delegation would be seated, and hoping that America would move to be better.
So the governor posted on social media saying, in part, in the darkest moments of our nation's shared history, we find sources of light in the bravery of individual Mississippians. I think it's really cool that got put there. The Mississippi Freedom Trail in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I think that is awesome. Looking here at our comments, the Mike Magazine. Hey, how are you doing? We have Lynn Knight, who is checking in from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Hello, Miss Lynn. Thank you for checking in. Do appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for watching. So students over in Madison had the unveiling of a new playground yesterday. A ribbon cutting ceremony marked the opening of the special needs playground at Madison Middle School. It has accessible swing set that offers a new way for kids of all abilities to enjoy recess. Special education teachers Ashley Markland and Mary Black came up with the idea, and they saw it through to completion.
Every morning, they are asking, when are we going outside? So, right there, you just know you did something right. Have you been on there for?
That is awesome. Well, the Madison County Schools Office of Special Services approved funding for the project, and it will serve more than 30 students at the middle school who have accessibility needs. The thing that I love the most about this is way back when I was a stay-at-home mom, I also kept kids in my home. And one of the little boys that I kept, he was a special needs little boy. And he is actually a student at Madison Middle School now. And he was actually in the video on one of the swings there. And so just having that little bit of personal connection is cool to see that. And it's cool to see things happening for students who have those accessibility needs and special needs and everything. So I think this is an awesome thing that happened with them. Awesome thing. Let's see. Sheila is asking here, what happened with the shooting at MVSU? What is Remind me what MVSU is, please, Sheila. Did they ever reveal the names of the victims shot? I will check into that, and I will definitely let you know about that. Before we hop out of here today, I want to remind you that at 2:30 today, you'll have our weather team in here to give you a look at your forecast. We're going to have a great week. The weather is looking to be really nice as far as temperatures and lots of sunshine goes. Let's see what we're looking at right now outside, though, with our current temperatures. Oh, look at that. That is nice. That is real nice. We're looking at 88 here in Jackson, 86 in Hazelhurst, 86 over in Vicksburg. It is a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Looking at our current radar right now, you can see we don't have any rain in sight. Lots of blue, clear skies. Over the next 12 hours, you can expect much of the same of what we're having now. Beautiful weather, nice temperatures dropping down into the low 70s in our overnight hours. And then for the next 7 days, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. The temperatures in the low to mid 90s, overnight temperatures in the 60s and 70s. I believe our humidity is going to be a lot lower. We're not looking at any rain chances until next week. Well, that is the end of WLBT Plus today. I will be back tomorrow at 1. The weather team will be in today at 2:30, so make sure you tune in to that. And don't forget, if you have any questions for Chief Wade that you would like to be a part of the Q&A that we have with him next Thursday, the 29th, you can send those questions into Ask Chief Wade at WLBT.com. Or you can send me a message on Facebook, or you can email me. Either way, we appreciate you guys doing that and appreciate you tuning in. So I'll be back tomorrow at 1. You guys have a great day, and I will see you later.